Hey everyone! So today we are starting another episode of Dolly Diaries, which if you didn't know, this is our Dolly vlog series where we share little bits and clips of our everyday doll life. So we're going to open up the video with a little flea market haul. This time of year is kind of slow for us in terms of like what we get at the flea market. The past 2 weeks we've only gotten like 1 or 2 little things, and we thought we were empty-handed today, but we found some Monster High. So I want to show you the 2 dolls that I got. We got 2012 Picture Day Frankie. Colleen really likes this Frankie, and we actually saw a Picture Day Frankie at our local Salvation Army at some point, but she was missing her arms and was totally naked, and I just couldn't afford to like keep buying parts at the time. Sometimes I do, but this set was obviously really common, so I'm glad I waited. She's wearing Scarlet School shoes though, but that's okay. And her hair is just pretty. I'll probably take a picture of her for Flickr. And then, my favorite find was Zombie Shake Meowity. I love Meowity and Persephone. And sadly, Persephone wasn't in there and she's missing her tail. But the cool thing is that Meowity and Persephone were some of my first Monster High dolls. So I'm really excited to have one from this set. And I almost bought it when it was on sale at Kmart a few years ago. So I'm really excited to finally have her. She's super cool looking and she's got like a lot of her jewelry. And these are $3 each. And then the sellers also had some clothing scraps that I picked through, and we got
all this for $1.
For $1. So I got some Monster High clothes. So that's like Ghouls Rule Frankie's and Draculaura's outfit, because it's always good to have Monster High clothes.
Yeah, we're at that point with Monster High clothes where we're like we were back in 2012 with Bratz, that if it's Monster High clothing and we see it, even if it's duplicated, if we can afford to buy it and it's like, you know, a price we want to pay, we scoop it up because, you know, it's hard to find clothes that fit them.
Molly's pajama set that they had
Molly's
for like,
floral pajamas?
Yeah, 1 year. One of Isabel Palmer's shoes and one of the slippers. And even though I don't have mates for these, I thought, you know, you can't go wrong with American Girl shoes because something something could happen, like, to one of these shoes that we have, so you never know.
Or we could always find a mate, especially Isabel. She's very common.
So we're testing out our drying rack, which we got in our last episode of Dolly Diaries. This is something that we decided to get so that we wouldn't be hanging the wet clothes off Colleen's bureau, because we just don't want like the dyes to get all over it from the clothes. So this also will allow a lot more space, so we only have like a little teeny weeny hanger with stuff, but I think it's going to work out really nicely. And the American Girl hangers fit perfectly, like just on the bar itself, which is good because these things need a lot of room to dry. So that's great. And Meowity and Frankie are both clean. Frankie's just airing out a bit more on the bed, and Meowity's sitting in the basket in the other room.
Before, if we wanted to drape something like a big blanket, there was no good place to do that on the bureau, whereas now like we can drape big blankets on here, which is great.
She's just hanging out in the basket all by herself, because this is the basket where dolls go when they're waiting for things and her clothes aren't dry yet. And this is actually the shelf where my board games used to be, but we moved them downstairs. I have more room for my jewelry stuff, so it's nice having a little bit of extra space in here. So my 2 new friends are both clean and all dressed up. This is the next day. I'm getting ready to photograph them, but I thought I'd show you what they look like really quick, all done. I really like how Meowity's hair looks down. It's supposed to be like tied up in a ponytail, but I'm going to leave it like this. And then little Frankie over here. And then these are the clothes that are washed that I'm going to put away along with those Ghoulia shoes. So I really, really love them. I'm especially glad to have Meowity. So what do you do on a rainy Sunday morning when, actually it's more like almost afternoon, when you can't go to the flea market because it's gross outside? You take pictures for Flickr. And what pictures, you might ask? Retake pictures. Which
did I say in the last episode of Dolly Diaries that I didn't believe we were really done, and I was telling you?
Yeah, and then I admitted in the captions that I already had a list going, and then guess what? I added more to that list this morning because I have a problem.
You wonder why I'm like literally throwing dryer sheets behind me like that? It's because a lot of the dolls and clothes in this bin are from the $5 bin bonanza, and they still smell a little bit bunky. So I'm actually changing all the dryer sheets just to give this container an extra zest.
Oomph.
Say hi, Jazzy, on the wrong body.
Yeah, so that's what we've got going on. And then I have some of Marie Grace's new clothes over here. Actually, this can go downstairs, but the slippers over here, which will be Cecile's slippers when I get a Cecile doll. There's a little dirty mark, so I'm going to clean those later. And, yeah, I just uploaded a video. Oh, and I have a Flickr notification. Let's see. What did someone favorite? This is really exciting. Oh, someone favorited Marie Grace's face.
Oh, nice.
Oh, let's check YouTube comments. Why not?
You're becoming a real vlogger, Shelly.
Oh, I know.
You know, now that this Michelle isn't wearing that raunchy ancient white dress anymore, she looks way prettier. I mean, look at this Michelle.
Oh, I know. I got that one from Dollar Lady a million years ago. Anything new? No, no one cares about me. Yeah, I always... Okay, do you see this? I'm not lying when I say there's weird things going on. So, this is my approval section. I approve comments because this channel is supposed to be a safe place for anyone who wants to, you know, enjoy videos about dolls. So I don't allow people who are hateful or negative or anyone who, you know, is just inappropriate, because this channel is supposed to be kid friendly too. You can see here it's telling me I have 12 comments for review. I don't, and I don't have any in my spam box, and it always tells me I have something in my spam and something in my held for review when I don't, and then people's comments disappear. That's what we're doing. That's one pile of Barbies. And Marie Grace is wearing her new outfit in the corner there. And that's Gwen with Frankie, if you wanted to know where Frightfully Tall's Frankie's living. I'll probably move her downstairs with Guliope, which, by the way, I guess it said Galliope? Like Goliath? I call her Guliope. Wow, so sophisticated. So this is my problem whenever I try to work on anything. Oliver has to lay on it. Don't you? This stuff here is actually punch-out doll furniture for like a wooden dollhouse. And the story behind this is that my sister and I each had a wooden dollhouse growing up. I had her old dollhouse, which my dad built, and then when he gave it to me, he repainted it and did, like, you know, redid it for me. My sister's dollhouse was like a family heirloom kind of thing. Someone in the family gave her a dollhouse, and when she got it, my grandfather, I guess, bought a bunch of this like punch-out wooden furniture, and he started putting it together for her, and you can see like there are pieces missing from these sheets. So he made quite a few, and he had like checked off the ones he had done. And then I don't know if he had like why exactly he had stopped doing it, but he passed away when I was 6, so I'm assuming he had probably just been really sick and couldn't finish the pieces. So we have a lot of the ones he made, but sadly they're in really bad condition, and I didn't even know we had these punch-out sheets until I moved Colleen's dollhouse at some point, and I found all these things with it. So I'm trying to put together some of the furniture for her. I'm not really good at this. This is my first time experimenting with putting together wooden dollhouse furniture. Some people are like really amazing at it. I see pictures on Flickr all the time, but this is what I've done so far. Basically, I put together this lounge thing, all the dining room chairs, and this is supposed to be a stove. I'm using these things to kind of hold it together. It's not working out so well, but we're gonna try. So Colleen has nice dollhouse furniture. So this is cute. Right, nice kitty on the bed. That? Oh, he moved. Oh, I start petting Oliver. He was on the bottom bunk with Gwen and Frankie.
Well, you would insert the picture you just took in there.
Oh, I'm so annoyed. And you know, I've had this bunk bed in my room for like a year, and he only slept on it like the first week it was in my room, and then all of a sudden yesterday he decided to start sleeping there on top of Frankie and Gwen.
Yeah, now they're dolls on bottom.
Right, well, I think what it was is I was in here and I was cleaning my windows, like the windowsills, so I had like my hope chest pulled out, and they decided to like sleep on the hope chest because, you know, it was pulled out, and get their fur all over the stuffed animals. And then when I was over here and I pushed the bunk bed back after cleaning this window, I think that made Andy feel very interested, and now he's getting his fur all over Gwen. But I mean, generally speaking, despite their cat fur and crumbs and stuff, it doesn't really get that dusty in here, just on the floor, because I haven't dusted this since like the end of June, and like there's barely anything on my hand coming off of these shelves, like just like the faintest bit. So that's why I don't like have to deep clean except for like once a year. I like will dust the shelves and stuff usually at some point, but as far as like, you know, wiping every doll down and washing certain clothes and stuff. We only do that about once a year because there's so many dolls.
Yeah, and now you might be able to do it more often, but with less effort when you get your new hair elastics online.
Yeah, so, because the problem I actually have is I just changed these in June. This was the last shelf I did, and you can see the elastics are crumbling off. And it made me not have much motivation for dusting the shelves because it takes about 3 times as long to dust when you have to change all the hair elastics, and you know that they're just going to start, see, flaking off in like, a week. And they look really gross too. So I ordered some different elastics, and I'm hoping they'll work out. I'll probably do like a little test. Then that way I can go back to doing fancy hairstyles, because I used to like doing really intricate hairstyles on my doll displays. Like I did, like one of my Rock Angels Yaz dolls had like her whole head full of braids, but because of the elastics I had to stop doing that. It's like Caress's cornrows.
Well, even if they're no more effective than the other hair elastics, more hair elastics is always good because the sheer volume of dolls alone.
Someone suggested to trying like braces elastics, like orthodontic bands, in my last episode of Dolly Diaries, and I actually used to have braces, so that's why my teeth are straight, if you're wondering. But I used to have like the colorful ones, and I read in one of my American Girl hairstyling books, it said that something good to use in their hair were those, because they didn't like grab at the hairs. And I used to do hairstyles from that book on my dolls, and they were literally like...
Amber had like this like waterfall, what is it, a waterfall
It's like a web thing. It's not a braid. It was like webbing, like little ponytails that you split in half. It was like a web over her head, and I had it in there for like 6 years, and the elastics were fine.
Angie's hair is actually still slightly wavy from something that we had in her hair.
Yep, I used a bunch of those, and they lasted for years. So I'm hoping that the clear ones will work out, because I noticed the rainbow loom bands lasted a little bit longer, but someone said that the dye leaks out of those, and they were just too big and clunky.
Yeah, I thought they were big and clunky.
And they didn't last a long time, and the factory elastics do work the best. But I always am cautious about those, because sometimes those last so long that they actually fuse into the hair. But I check my dolls regularly enough where it's not a big deal. Actually, Raja Jasmine had hers in, because whoever had her before me kept her boxed the entire time. And she's actually wearing a factory elastic back here, but not her factory elastic. Because I was just concerned it was one of those like big rubber bands. I didn't want it melting.
Because those tend to dry.
That's what happened to her when we were kids, and that's how I figured out that the no more bedhead spray. I got really obsessed with using that on my dolls. It's like basically like a leave-in conditioner spray kind of thing, and it worked wonders on her when I was a kid before I knew how to wash and condition hair. So
it was like dry shampoo.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, except it
left in the basement germs.
Yeah, but I use that all the time. I basically used all of that which Mom bought for us on our dolls. Just a little aside about hair elastics. I'll let you know how it goes. And thank you to the person who suggested that, because I had used those before.
Yeah, when you said it, it reminded me of Amber's hairstyle.
Yeah, I had like little purple ones and stuff. They were like white with like a stripe of color. No, you're cleaning your butt on my bed. That's nice. I just washed my bedding.
It's disgusting.
Sorry, I didn't wash this blanket because of this. Long time no see, guys. So I've just been really busy doing like non-doll related stuff in life, and like just had a lot of things going on. If you watched my video, Serious Talk, I kind of went into more detail about it there, and thank you guys so much for all of your amazing comments. I pinned a comment to the top of that video thanking you guys, and just for all the support and all of your beautiful comments and advice and words of encouragement. So if you want to read that was my little thank you to you guys. Words just really can't describe how much that meant to me. But anyways, I really haven't been filming much for Dolly Diaries for that reason. So I thought I would catch you guys up as I dressed Marie Grace for a photo shoot. So I got her some of these clothes a while back. They were in one of my haul videos, I think with the brat splits. And Draculaura's in here. I forgot to finish removing the stains on her butt. But anyways, I'm kind of having this like internal crisis about this is gonna sound really silly, but so I got Cecile clothes. 2 of the 3 outfits I have are for Cecile. So I have her parlor outfit and Cecile's nightie, and then obviously Marie Grace's nightgown. And usually for Flickr, for my guide for American Girl, what I do is if I have like most of the outfit or enough of it to like model, I will have the dolls wearing the outfit and a photo of it off. I don't do that with fashion dolls because I just have way too many clothes and it just wouldn't be practical for how much time it would take. But for American Girl, it's kind of fun, especially since I don't have like nearly as many dolls, so they get like more camera time that way. So obviously Marie Grace gets to wear this for Flickr, and I'm kind of having that crisis of like, do I model her in Cecile's clothes, because I definitely plan to get a Cecile doll one day, and obviously Marie Grace will be wearing these in the meantime, because why not? I want to get a Cecile doll sooner than later. Like, ideally, I would wait until Cecile turned up at like the flea market or something. But obviously, for a while, I was trolling eBay for really, really good clothing deals. And I would be looking up Marie Grace and Cecile. And there was this one Cecile doll that Colleen and I both really took a shine to. And someone had actually bought her, but I don't know if they like didn't pay or something. But she got relisted, and I've got her on my watch list, and I've been going through like that internal debate about whether or not to get her. And she's not like the nicest Cecile doll by any means, but that's kind of why I want her. If you've been following me a long time, then you would remember when I opened my Caroline doll from eBay, I intentionally chose like a balding one who needed her hair flat ironed because I just love making things over, and all dolls need a good home. So if I like don't mind making it over, why take a good nice looking doll for myself? Especially since they're a little cheaper if you get them raggedy. So she's not the best deal, but she's not the worst deal, but I just really like this doll, and I'm having that like existential crisis of like, do I buy her or do I be good and wait? And I am very broke right now because we had to fix my Jeep and it was a lot of money, and then there's another problem that might happen with it. It had like a coolant system problems, so I had to have like all of that redone. And then the other day it played a game and we think something's going on with the alternator, which is bad, and that's not like a really, really expensive fix, but it's still more money than I have right now. So it's like, you know, the adult in me says you don't need a Cecile doll, but then the kid in me says, but you do need a Cecile doll. So I'm like, I've been putting off doing this, even though I was really excited about putting Marie Grace in these clothes. I've been putting off doing this for the simple fact of, like, what if I get that Cecile doll? then will it have made sense for me to waste my time dressing Marie Grace up and photographing and editing those pictures of her in these outfits? So that's my life. That's my problems. Ta-da! She looks so cute. So I'm going to photograph her in this with this camera, and I'll be back. So as you can see, I did the mature thing and I dressed her up in Cecile's parlor outfit. I love this. This is one of my favorite outfits from their collection, and it looks so cute on her. I feel like it looks cuter on her in person than it does on camera, but she's so cute. And this is her in Cecile's nightie. So cute. And I love these little slippers. She looks really good in this outfit. So I was really lucky this morning, and I identified quite a few old pieces of clothing just by chance. I was trying to help someone else on Flickr identify something, and I happened to find like a mother load of pictures. Sometimes I just periodically go through and spend like, you know, an hour or a few, if I have the time, identifying doll clothes. And I identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces because there's a dress on the desk right now. So that all worked out really well, and have a ton of clothes spread out on the floor with Andy. I don't really like him on the unknown clothes, but what are you gonna do? He's so cute, he doesn't want to move. Do you see this squirrel? He's in the wood pile. He's so cute. Look at that tail. He's so adorable. Oliver and I are having an argument right now. He has gotten into the habit of wanting to sit with me on the chair while I work on things on the computer. Currently working on some personal fun facts on my handmade stands. He keeps parking his booty on the chair and pushing me off, and I end up having to contort myself into an uncomfortable position so he can be comfortable. But I have the stuff to do, and he can nap anywhere. See, Andy's on the other desk chair. But he insists on sitting with me. And I had kicked him off like 4 or 5 times, and he gets all grumpy, don't you? You're grumpy. No. I get to say where I sit. Yeah, I get to say where I sit. Get fresh. Yeah. Oh, you purring? Say hi. Oh, yeah. If you're ever wondering why Oliver gets more camera time, it's just because he does more interesting things than Andy. Andy's kind of lazy. Right, Andy? Hey, squirrel boy. Hey. Hi. How are you? Are you good? Say hi. I literally got up for 2 seconds to see who was calling on the phone, and Oliver found himself back on my chair. No. Come on, get off. Get off. No. Bad boy. This is Mom's chair. No. No. So I'm out in the backyard taking a photo shoot for a little November video series Colleen and I are going to be doing. It's going to be in 4 parts. I don't want to give too much of it away because I'm going to post this episode of Dolly Diaries beforehand. But we have some random autumn looking dolls, and you can see there's some like red coloring leaves. This is the backyard. It's honestly really overgrown. But Colleen's not out here because she ended up getting to go to work after all today. We had vehicle problems as usual. I mentioned earlier when I was dressing Marie Grace, which is one of the few clips back, that we might have to have something fixed on my Jeep, and it turns out the alternator did need to go and get replaced, so she ended up getting to go to her second job today, so she had these dolls all ready to go, and then we got the phone call from my uncle to get the Jeep fixed. That's why I'm doing this myself. It's really nice weather, and the dolls look super cute. I love the ones she chose. So especially Caroline and Belle, they look great together because of the colors. So I'll check in with you guys later. So Andy is a really messy eater, and he always gets stuff on his chin.
This isn't really the best side of him for you, too. This is nasty.
Colleen's trying to clean his face off. And look how he's sitting. He's just like so chill. It looks like she's holding him in place, but he's just sitting there.
Yeah, he's just like flopped on my lap.
That's why they're called ragdolls, because they're so mellow.
Oh, Andy, it's so gross.
Are you done, honey?
Ugh, so gross.
You feel better?
So gross, baby. That's disgusting.
Is that nice? Oh, okay. Off to go make another mess, huh? Yep, off to go poop somewhere I'm not supposed to. Hi everyone, so I'm gonna end this episode of Dolly Diaries here. I looked through my original footage at the beginning of this video, and that was all the way back in like August, the end of August. As far as like doll projects, a lot of what I've been working on was like computer related, like editing videos and things that wouldn't be fun to film for Dolly Diaries. But Colleen and I made the decision that we're not going to the flea market for the rest of the year, so this is October 23rd that I'm filming this end clip. Even though it's technically open until like the last Sunday in December, like before Christmas, with like having to make so many repairs to my Jeep, which I mentioned earlier in the video, we just really don't have the money to buy anything. Like we're kind of on a bit of like a ban right now from buying anything like extraneous or doll related. Not to say that like we're perfect people and that if there's something we really, really want, we won't buy it, but I don't mind. But I know you guys really love watching, you know, those videos with me making over dolls and things like that, but we have lots of video ideas planned. I just want to clarify something about like my channel and my photos. because I get a lot of like comments and suggestions and like constructive criticism on like the things I put online, and I just wanted to clear up some confusion. So a lot of times people make suggestions on like the sorts of videos I should make and the quality and like the way I can improve the quality, or like things I can do to make my photos and videos more professional. And I appreciate people's feedback, I do. And if I like turn your suggestion down, it's not because I'm being stubborn or defensive. There's usually a reason for it. When Colleen and I first started planning like 1,000 Splendid Dolls back in like 2014, when it was originally just going to be my Flickr, we both agreed that we wanted what we posted on the internet to feel like raw and authentic. So we didn't want our dolls to look heavily edited. We didn't want the tone of everything to be so professional that it lost its fun. So when we like make videos, it has that same vibe, and when I take photos and candids and things, I want it to have that same vibe. I want the people watching my videos or reading my posts on Flickr to feel like they're hanging out with us. And even though I obviously try to keep things rated PG-13, I do like edit my videos for the sake of like, you know, adding in informative stuff, or you know, condensing it down to a more manageable length for you guys to watch, things like that. I'm not like trying to make it look like studio quality. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that, because YouTube's become almost like an extension of like cable TV. People have like brought their videos next level. They have like professional studios, professional lighting, cameras that cost thousands of dollars, and I think as like viewers sometimes we can expect that from the people we watch and just assume that that's what they're going for. But what I always liked about YouTube since like 2008, 2009, and I first started watching it, was that it felt authentic, that it felt like just regular people that you were watching. And I know that that's not like what YouTube is anymore, but that's what I always got out of it, and that's what I want to share with you guys with my collection. I don't do anything on these videos that I wouldn't do without the camera being there. I don't buy things just for making videos. I'm not going to like, you know, do something that I'm not comfortable with that isn't a true reflection of who I am as a person and what my doll collection is. I try to be better at like taking photos and video quality, but I'm always going to be amateur, and that's okay. And I don't want things to be like so professional that it loses its personality. Like, I really genuinely just want you guys to feel like you're hanging out. And when we take like little thumbnails or little like cute photos for Flickr, and it looks kind of like, oh, well, it's clearly just dolls in someone's bedroom, like that's the look we're going for. And I know it's not everyone's taste, and I know that sometimes when I talk about my dolls and, you know, I share stories, I know that irritates some people. I know that people don't like that I don't upload on a schedule, or that, you know, I don't have professional lighting, or that I don't look at the camera. Like, I'm just me, and I'm just trying to represent who I am authentically. And I don't take it personally if you don't like that, if you hate me, or you don't like my videos, or you would rather watch someone do reviews in a professional setting. Like, that's all on you. I have no problem with that. This channel is about like me and my collection and what it's really like, and I'm not trying to put filters or smoke screens or make it hashtag aesthetic goals. I just want people to see the collecting dolls in its purest form, in its rawest form, and like, I want people to feel like what I have is obtainable to them. Like, I know I have a big collection, but like the happiness dolls give me and how I take care of them, like, you guys can have that too, and that's what I'm trying to share. I don't want people to put me on a pedestal. I don't want to be someone's idol. I don't want to have 1 million subscribers. Like, you know, I just want to connect with you guys and help you out and learn things about your collection and your dolls, and show you who I am and my dolls as they really are. The only thing that I want out of my videos is like knowing that I've helped someone else in any way. That's the only reason why I make these, and to have fun myself. So until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.